Today's recipe is Phirni. Phirni is also known as rice pudding. It's a thicker version of Kheer. For this recipe I have 1.35 liters of full fat milk. Here I've got 3 cans of condensed milk. Each can is 300 ml. Here I've got 300 grams of rice. What I did is I washed this rice till the water ran clear, and I soaked this rice for a minimum of 6 hours in this water. So what I'll do with this rice is I'll remove the water from this bowl and I will make a paste of this rice in my blender. Here I've got half tablespoon of saffron strands. I've divided the saffron strands into 2 separate bowls. One I'll use while I'm cooking, one I'll use while I'm garnishing. Here I've got half a teaspoon of elaichi powder, also known as cardamom powder. What I've done is I've put quarter teaspoon each of these bowls. So quarter teaspoon I will use while I'm cooking, and the other quarter teaspoon I'll use it for garnishing at the end of my dish. Now if you have almonds at home or pistachios or cashew nuts, you can most certainly use that for garnishing this Phirni, but I'm keeping this dish as a nut-free dish. But if you would like, you can add any choice of nuts that you have at home. So let's start making this Phirni. What I've done is I've removed the water from the rice and placed it in my blending jar. Now I want to make this into a coarse consistency, and I will be using milk while blending this. If you want, you can use water. So let's start blending. This is how the rice should look after you've blended it. I've used almost 50 ml of milk while blending this rice. This is from the amount of milk that I'm using from this recipe, which is 1.35 liters. So now I'll show you what to do next. Before starting your stove, just pour in the milk. Here I'm using a wok. You can use any type of pot you like. I'm adding all my milk. Now I'll turn the stove on, medium flame, and I'll wait for this milk to come to one boil. So when the milk starts heating up, at that point of time, I will add in this prepared rice paste to the milk. It's been around 10 minutes while this milk has been boiling. Now you can see the cream has formed on top. I don't want that, so I'll start whisking my milk at this point. And I will add in my rice paste. We need to add it a bit quick, and we have to start stirring it immediately, and we will cook this milk with the rice till it thickens a bit, and after that we will add in our condensed milk. Start giving it a quick stir, and you have to stir it continuously. At no point of time you should stop stirring. And I have lowered the flame now to low. I have not kept it at medium because I don't want the milk to burn or the rice to stick to the bottom of my pan. So I'm going to stir this continuously, and always, if you're cooking this large quantity of Phirni, always use a wide and a large pan. Now if you think 3 cans of condensed milk is too much for this dish and it's too sweet, you can decrease the can of condensed milk by 2. And if you want to half this recipe, you can do that as well. This recipe is good for around 20 people. So I will continuously stir this till the rice starts cooking and becoming a bit thick in this milk. As the rice is cooking in this milk, which has been about 10 minutes. I'll add in a few strands of saffron. Saffron will give a very aromatic flavor to this dish, as well as it will give a nice color too. Just add saffron. At this point of time, I'll also add 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder and continue stirring. If you make 1/3 of the quantity of this dish, you can make it within 10 minutes, but because I am cooking for 20 people, that's why it's taking a bit longer to cook this dish. Otherwise, if I make generally if I make it for my family, I just use 100 grams of rice, 1 can of condensed milk, and 450 ml of milk, and that's what I do. I do the same method, it's just that I make it less in quantity and it cooks quicker. But obviously when you double or triple any dish, any sweet dish, it always takes a bit longer to cook it. You can see this milk has become a bit thick and the rice is almost cooked. Now at this point of time, what I'll do is I'll start adding in my condensed milk. I've lowered the flame to very low, and what I'll do is I'll actually turn my flame off now, and I'll add in the condensed milk, and then I'll start stirring it immediately. And once I add all the cans of condensed milk, then I'll turn my stove on. So right now I've just turned my stove off while adding the condensed milk. I've added in all my can of condensed milk. I'll turn the stove on and continue stirring it till the Phirni starts turning a bit thicker in its consistency, and at that point of time I'll turn the stove off and pour it in my dish, serving dish. So now I've kept my flame on low, and I'll continuously stir it to avoid lumps in this mix of milk and condensed milk and rice. Now suppose you find a lump while stirring, you can just remove it from this dish and continue cooking it. So make sure there are no lumps anywhere and continuously stir it. At this point of time, this is a perfect consistency for me. I'll turn my stove off and I will transfer this to my serving dish at this point. Let's pour the prepared Phirni into this earthen pot. After placing the Phirni in the serving bowl, what I'll do is I'll sprinkle a little bit of cardamom powder over the top. Now if you have nuts, you can most certainly use that, but I'm trying to make it nut free, this Phirni. I'm just adding a few strands of saffron. I'll let this cool down before I place it in the fridge. I'll cover it with either cling film or foil, and I'll wait for this to cool down. I placed this Phirni in the fridge for 4 hours. Now you can see how smooth and creamy it is, and this Phirni is delicious and ready to enjoy. Enjoy this recipe. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please click on the bell icon for notification of my latest videos, and thank you for watching. Enjoy!